Hello, and welcome to Slow Sleep Stories. Tonight, we gently explore sleepy history, the secret garden of early American settlers. A calming tale of hope, nature, and quiet resilience. Thanks, before you get comfortable. Take a moment to like the video and subscribe. Now, turn off the lights, get comfortable, and let's start this journey together tonight.